Now, what are the clinical features or the signs and symptoms of COVID-19? So the most prominent one, the typical features would be fever, cough, and breathing difficulty. The various clinical features which have been reported from the China experience, from whatever cases were there, so there is a range of signs and symptoms. It ranges from fever, cough, fatigue, sputum, breathing difficulty, body aches and pains, sore throat, chills, vomiting, or diarrhea. Now, the COVID-19 versus other common conditions. How the signs and symptoms vary. So, if we take a look at this table, what we see is the most common features in COVID-19 would be fever, dry cough, and dyspnea, which is not so in case of common cold. Headaches, aches and pains, these are common in flu, but not really in COVID-19. Sore throat, runny nose, etc. are not as common as in the conditions like flu. How severe is this condition, that is COVID-19? So that spectrum of illness can range from mild to critical. The mild cases account for up to 81% of the cases. The 14% cases would be severe, that is those cases having hypoxia, more than 50% lung involvement on imaging within 24 to 48 hours. That can be seen in 14% of the cases, and critical disease can be noticed in cases up to 5%. That is those who are involving respiratory failure, shock, multi-organ dysfunction syndrome. What are the risk factors for COVID-19? So who are the people at higher risk for the severe illness? People who are aged 65 years and above, people living in nursing homes or in the long-term facilities, people with comorbid conditions such as respiratory diseases or cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, those who are having malignancy or immunocompromised systems, and pregnant women, they also need monitoring. What are the predictors of the poor prognosis? The demographic factors, that is age of the individual, more the age, more the poorer the prognosis. In individuals who are older than 80 years, 15% of the fatality can be seen. Male gender is particularly at a risk of poor prognosis. Presence of the underlying conditions, medical conditions, diabetes, immunosuppression, etc., those are also prognostic of poor conditions, poor outcomes. Lab findings such as elevated white blood cell count, creatinine, which is elevated, C-reactive proteins, LDH, severe lymphopenia. These are also indicators of poor prognosis. Now, there are certain case definitions that we ought to be aware about. Like, who is a suspect case? A patient with acute respiratory illness and a history of travel to or residence in a location reporting community transmission of COVID-19 disease during the 14 days prior to symptom onset, or a patient with any acute respiratory illness and having been in contact with a confirmed or probable COVID-19 case in the last 14 days prior to symptom onset, or even a patient with severe acute respiratory illness and requiring hospitalization and in the absence of an alternative diagnosis that fully explains the clinical presentation. What are the probable cases? A suspect case for whom testing for the COVID-19 virus is inconclusive, or a suspect case for whom testing could not be performed for any reason. What is a confirmed case? A person with lab confirmation of COVID-19 infection, irrespective of clinical signs and symptoms. Contact would be a person who experienced any one of the following exposures during the previous 2 days before and the 14 days after the onset of the symptoms of a probable or confirmed case. Note that for confirmed asymptomatic cases, the period of contact is measured as the 2 days before through the 14 days after the date on which the sample was taken, which led to confirmation. Now, for diagnosis, how to go about it? Definitive diagnosis of COVID-19 is possible only and only with the microbiologic testing. Confirmed case, a person with lab confirmation of virus causing COVID-19, irrespective of clinical signs and symptoms, shows this statement. SARS coronavirus 2 RNA is detected by reverse transcriptase polymerase chain reaction, that is RT-PCR as the mnemonic. Regional and local health departments, they may have specific guidelines for its testing. The priority ought to be given to individuals who are hospitalized, who are with higher exposure risk, who are symptomatic with risk for poorer outcomes.